creative living, utilizing today's technology with the best of the past to bring you innovative ideas and up-to-date information for creative lifestyles in today's active world. With your host, Sheryl Borden.
Welcome to Creative Living today. We're beginning a new series of shows, and I hope you'll watch as often as possible. Today we're going to learn to make kissing balls or pomanders. Then we'll show how to use fabric scraps and some fussy cutting to create unusual cards. And finally we'll show how to change decorations each season by using clear glass candle holders. One of my guests today is Casey Schwartz, and she's going to demonstrate how to make a kissing ball or a pomander, which are fun circles of flowers to hang, carry, or just leave on the table. She's the owner and partner of Flower Duet in Redondo Beach, California. Next, we'll talk to Patty Dunn, who is the owner of All Dunn Designs in Corpus Christi, Texas. Patty's going to show how to use various fabric scraps and fussy cutting to create some unusual personalized cards. She'll also show how she applies fabric to the cardstock. But first, we'll talk to Party Light consultant Christine Alt, and she's going to show how to change decorations with each season by using clear glass candle holders. Party Light is headquartered in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Christine, thank you so much for coming. It's going to be fun to look at each one of these groups of candles and candle holders. But I don't know about you, but I love to decorate with each season.
Yes.
But I don't want to go to a whole lot of trouble sometimes.
Right, right. Well, and that's kind of the great thing. I'm a lot like that too, and it takes the stress out of, boxing things up. And so when you talk about decorating, you really want to look for versatility. And so you can start with some basic clear pieces and move them to different places throughout your home, making it your own. You don't have to go spend a lot of money to redecorate. You can just kind of add little pieces of color here and there.
Oh, I like that thought.
Yes, absolutely. So one of our pieces, this is our scroll stand, and it is so versatile in your home. Again, you can kind of do whatever you'd like to with it, but what I have it right here with one of our patented glow lights from Party Light.
Now, what does that do? How is that different?
Well, it's different because we are the one-of-a-kind candle that actually glows all the way through instead of just on the top of your pillar.
Oh.
So it creates just an added elegance and ambiance to your home, and it's definitely very different and unique. But it also, if you put it in a hurricane, it would illuminate the entire hurricane versus just, parts of it.
Oh,
so,
I see.
Yes, very, very useful.
And what other types of changes could you make on this?
Well, I love this. I have this in my home, and we have other hurricanes that you can actually take out and put something in. But in this piece right here, you could do so many things with making it seasonal. If you had some beautiful rocks maybe that you would like, colorful things, and add that into your home. I love this too because it can serve as an ice bucket too for entertaining.
That's
if you
a great
think of it
idea.
like that, right? So you could put ice in it and have a bottle of wine chilled or some champagne.
Oh, it
for
is
celebrating.
versatile.
It is very versatile.
I was thinking of seashells too.
Yes, seashells
Finally
from
have a
your
place
favorite vacation spot, but just all kinds of fun things.
Oh,
So,
that is versatile.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
like that. Well, changing colors, like we mentioned, if it's Christmas, we might want to go red and green, or if it's 4th of July, red, white, and blue. And this trio of these small little holders, the holders, if there was nothing in them, are beautiful.
Aren't they gorgeous?
So you could change them a lot.
Yes, and they can go with any home decor type. So it doesn't have to be just one specific thing, but like you said, you can change the color of the candle to make it your own, and especially festive for the holidays, red at Christmas or, red, white, and blue for 4th of July. But it's just a very elegant piece that's great on a bookshelf or a mantle, or, just definitely it's got a little bit of kick and wow to it.
And the fact that there's 3 and they're different heights, that
Yes,
makes it interesting,
absolutely.
I think, to look at.
It's eye-catching because you have varying points of light. Yeah.
Well, and this is a warmer, a different kind than I've seen before.
Yes, and love this piece because, again, it goes to making it very unique and creative in your home. Right here we have a picture here, and so if you had, some of the kids' colorful artwork, you could just simply put it in there. You just take the tray off and you just kind of slide it down in there, change it.
You could put 2 or 3 in, kind of a diorama or something.
That's right, that's right. And this is actually our LED warmer. So it is another fragrance option for those that are not, a candle burner, but great because it will glow. And it also goes along with our green energy and our clean products and safety in your home.
Oh, that's
so
true.
fueled by LED lights. You know,
And
it's
it's
a
also doesn't get hot. So
That's
if
correct.
A young
That's right. Well,
person
you can
touched
see
it,
I've got,
you're
you
holding
know,
it.
I'm holding it, and this is the melting tray. And so the only part that gets hot is down here is your heat plate. And that's what is fueled by the LED lights. And then as you can
like
see,
that.
you can start to get the melting wax and have some great fragrance. So.
And changing the pictures, that just sounds like such a fun activity
Yes, well,
to
because
do.
the kids grow up, as you know,
yes.
and they're, you know, things change, so we kind of have to stay current with what they're doing. So, yeah.
Well, this piece, and I have seen this the way you've played with it before, and I say play because that's what it really seems
is,
like.
isn't
You
it?
can change and
Yeah.
play with this for every season.
That's right, and I love this piece. It was actually one of our top hostess picks last year because of the versatility. You know, you can do so many things. I have it kind of, you know, just springy, some summer flowers, but it's as simple as changing out your tea lights for your decor. So you just take off the metal tray, and it's so super simple, and I can just dump it here, right? Make it really
Oh,
simple.
that was easy.
Okay, ta-da, here you go. And then if you wanted to put it like on the kitchen table, for example, just to create some fun color, simplicity is always best, right? And so then you have
And you
it
could
that
even
way.
use fresh lemons, limes, and oranges.
Absolutely, that's right. So you
great
just
place to store them.
That's right, that's right. But again, you know, year-round decorating, you know, you don't have to spend a lot of money to decorate your home and make it very comfortable and unique to your style. So again, you know, switching these out.
And maybe change out and put little yellow tea lights in there.
That's right.
Something.
You can do anything you want. But especially for the holidays, you know, I've got these ornaments here, and I love how the lights hit these disco ball looking ornaments. But you can definitely do whatever works for you. And so simple there. Here, we'll
Extend maybe what you have on your Christmas tree, for
That's
instance.
right. Well, you know, we always can hit the bargain bins, and Party
yeah.
Light, you know, can offer this as well, especially.
Oh, isn't that? And how different that is.
Yes, absolutely. So your versatility is very, again, very, very beneficial.
And I've seen this with shells in it too. Put some sand in the shell. I love
Yes,
shells anyway.
so many great things. And it's also great on the kitchen sink if you want to put a betta fish in there. Just another idea, because there is a little bit of, you know, air in there. So yeah.
Good idea.
Right.
Now these pieces are similar. I mean, the styles of them, and they're 3 different heights.
That's right. Again, it goes back to your varying points of light and your own creativity. And I just put a couple different things in there that you can, you know, do something with, give some ideas. A great little candy dish down here, but it brings a lot of color and a lot of fun. So, and it's even a great little brandy dish too, if you wanted to just to take this little tea light thing off here and have some
that
brandy
comes
in the
off.
evening. So,
I see.
you know, something like that when you're by the fireplace. So again, lots of versatility and very easy on the pocketbook.
Well, and that's what I think everyone is looking for, the green factor,
Right.
the money factor, saving money when we can. And besides, you only have so much space to do things in your home.
That's right.
And why not take advantage of changing things out that you already have and love?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, thank you very much, Christine.
Thank you so much.
Patty, thanks for being here today. And I was sort of surprised because I know you do everything with fabric. You just can create magic with all different patterns and styles and things. But you said we were going to do card making, and I really got excited.
Yeah, I like to actually add fabric to cards. And you can even stitch on the cards if you wanted to. You just need to throw away that needle when you're finished.
It's kind of like saving our special scissors for sewing.
Exactly. Yeah, it'll dull the needle really fast. But
And these are a few examples of ones that I thought these were stickers that you put on.
they're actually, you fuse a fusible web onto the fabric, and then you cut around, and you can cut the shape of the fabric. So sometimes you get some beautiful fabrics at Christmas time especially.
Oh, yeah.
And you can just cut out the shape.
This is all fabric. I think that's amazing.
You can utilize some different things by just cutting off the edges also, and letting something show through below. So,
and you're going to tell us about these little minute, tiny
Right.
beads that we
yes,
glue that on.
They're actually glass beads, yes,
Oh,
and they're actually called marbles, which
Oh,
they're very small marbles, but they're.
This looks like a little quilt. Are these individual
This
pieces?
was fabric that was already made like that, and I actually stitched on this one.
And here's the stitching
Yeah,
we can see.
so it
on-
looks like I quilted a quilt,
I
right?
thought that's what I thought you did. And this is beautiful.
Yes,
with
and
the,
you just cut the shapes out. If you had a die cut machine, you know, you could just put it through and you put the paper back fusible web on first. And then if you have rotary cutter with a little bit of a wave blade to it, it works out really great.
And I noticed using fabric is really the thing to do in scrapbooking and also card making now. Oh, and here's one, speaking of the die cutting machine. Wow.
Right, and that's this fabric just in the die cut. And then this was cut just a little bit narrower, and that's just a half sheet of cardstock. You know, you can use your own cardstock and just cut it in half. I went to the glass place and had them cut a half page, the size of a half page, and then I've got my own little template, so I can make a quarter page card that way.
And do you though recommend, if we can, use a little bit heavier stock?
Yeah,
if possible.
something from 80 to 110
That's
probably
important.
works the best.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, show us how we do
and,
this.
if you were going to cut, if you wanted to do that little wave blade, you know, those scissors that you can get, that they won't cut fabric.
No, they just sort of chew it up, don't they?
They do, yeah. And so you can get the rotary cutters with all kinds of different shapes of blades. You can get the zigzag or the wave or all kinds, and put it in the rotary cutter. The thing you want to do is place two rulers on top of each other so that when you cut, the blade doesn't catch. So if you lift this
So here's
just a little bit,
and here's the other one. I see. Okay.
And if you lift that just a little bit, it'll go right down and work just great.
I've never tried the cutters with the fancy blades in them.
Yeah, well, it'll work really well for you, especially in card making.
All right.
And so then also you can use all kinds of tools to fold your card, and you can use something from your kitchen, or you can use something from your sewing room.
I recognize that.
Right? So what I do a lot of times is find a great fabric.
Oh, this is pretty.
So this one has great pictures on it, basically, of poinsettias. And what you don't have to worry about, really, is the shapes if they overlap, because you can see this one overlaps. But I can always come in and just make that a little bit shorter, or cut my own. But here's...
And what type of backing do we
This is
put
the
on
fusible web that I was talking about. And this is actually still on the paper. You can see this. It hasn't fused down. Once it fuses down, you can see it's shiny. And
on
it
the
actually,
fabric.
yes, when you pull away the paper, and it's called fusible web.
Oh, okay.
And so
there's several brands, right?
Right.
One, let's see, Heat and Bond
Heat
is
and Bond
one.
and
Steam and
Steam-a-seam.
Steam-a-seam.
Right, yes. And they all work similar to the same. I would use the light on the Heat and Bond because otherwise you can't really do. I mean, it's very thick if you get the heavy one.
Cards.
Yes, if you get the heavy one, it's a little bit much.
Okay.
So I was just going to show you how you would take this and decide what you would do with these shapes.
So you cut out several different pieces.
Yes, and you can see that doesn't look like the poinsettia, but around it was things I couldn't use, so I cut those out, and then I peel off the back of this paper, and then I'm left with this shiny side here. And then let's say I want the edge of this to actually come over, and I'll cut that so that it actually comes right to the edge. If you have one of these Teflon pressing sheets,
a pressing sheet.
right, you can just take that and press it right down. And don't do this against your ironing board pad, or you'll be really sorry because it'll stick. But that, you can see, it sticks. But when it dries, then you just come in with that scraper right there from the kitchen, and you just scrape off that extra residue, and it comes right off. And so you can build these. Now that I already fused it down, I can't show you, but you can actually put this underneath. You can put this above it, and you can build this so that it's just a little bit more depth to it.
And you even have a little Merry Christmas or
Right.
a Christmas sign.
Right, because that was on one of the fabrics, and so I just took that. Or you could stamp.
Oh, sure.
Or
Which
you can
did
use
on several
stickers.
stickers, and then show us those little beads.
And
They're
then
so
what I
tiny.
did was I put these beads on. You just dot the glue down, or you make the line of the glue.
Whichever.
And you sure want a little bit of a thin line on that, because they collect right where the glue went.
And do it over something that catches those beads, because
Right. Yeah, you
they're
want
so tiny.
Yeah, you want a catcher to catch the beads, and then you can put them back in the bottle when you're done.
Well, I've sewn for years and had tons of scraps of fabric. Now I'm going to start going through those before I make cards and see which pieces I can use.
Great.
Thank you very much, Patty.
It's my pleasure.
Casey, it's so nice to have you here. And when you said we were going to do something on a kissing ball, I really had not heard it called that. I have heard, but not really seen or made a pomander. So they're really the same thing?
They are, and I remember making a pomander in Girl Scouts. We used to have an orange, and we'd stick cloves in it. Right, and that was actually called a pomander. And so when it became popular again, I thought, they're using cloves and oranges for weddings? So how's that? So, but as it turns out, it's flowers. And you see them now often done with tissue or with silk materials, but we are doing them with fresh flowers. And this is made with little mums. Those are daisy mums, which are just darling, and they're perfect for the fall season or maybe to go with some sunflowers. But this would be something that a flower girl might carry down the aisle.
Sure.
Or you might, with the ribbon there, you could have them hanging on the edges of the chairs
pews
or the pews going down the aisle. So
That's a good
very, very
idea.
sweet decor. Or you can just pop them on the tables and just have them sitting around as a centerpiece.
And you say they're fast to make, so
Fast
even if
to
you
make.
needed a bunch. And
Pretty quick.
I know these flowers last quite a while too,
Yes.
so that's good with what you've chosen. So this is the base. It's
This
just
is
a
the base.
styrofoam
Yes,
ball.
it's floral foam,
Floral
so you need to soak it again, which makes it actually quite heavy. So we thought the first time we did it, we used a ball this size, and we realized it was really too heavy for a flower girl.
Yeah.
We were calling it a cannonball instead of a kissing ball.
Right.
And so, so we actually find that the smaller size works better for the little ones, because once you add the flowers, it actually
It
adds,
grows, sure.
Exactly. So this one is about a 5-inch sphere, and we've found that a 5-inch sphere surprisingly takes about 50 carnations
Wow.
to cover
And would it also depend on the size of your flower as to
Absolutely.
the size of the ball?
Yes,
Okay.
and price-wise too, you really want to, you're going to need a lot. So really carnations are great because they're inexpensive, they're hardy, they've got the perfect stem to hold, and they come in so many colors. And once they're en masse like that, people are like, what is that flower? Sometimes they don't even recognize what it is.
Oh, when you brought
So.
these in today, I just was amazed at the beautiful color.
And they are
you're right,
beautiful.
you can find so many colors.
So true, especially these days, it's extraordinary. So there is a little prep we need to do, because in the event that we did want to attach a ribbon, then we'd need to do a little bit something to make this work. Otherwise, if they were just going to sit around, like maybe sitting on the top of a cylinder vase or just on the table, you wouldn't need to do any of this prep. So we have this string, it's floral string, it's somewhat waxed, so it holds holds it on there. I think it's a
I've not
little bit
seen that.
hardier, so you only get it at the floral supply place. So what we like to do is we're going to kind of wrap this like a present. We're going to go across.
I wondered how you attached
Yes.
if the ribbon went all the
those
way
secret
around.
tricks we have. We bring it across like that, sort of, and we can sort
Oh,
of
you're
stick
going-
it in there, and then we're going to go again around, and then this way here we're going to push down and use our little cutters to lift that back up, make a little divot,
thread it under.
and then we're going to thread it under, and then tie it in a knot, and that will.
That would be the top then.
That'll be the top. But then we'll run the ribbon through this as well. But this
Sure.
at least gives us also some guidelines. We're going to use the string lines to be able to see where we're going to add our flowers. So
Oh, so that you're not heavy on 1/4 of it and not enough left then to do the rest of it or something.
right, and it gives us a nice little pattern to go through. So we do that, and we don't really want to hang it with the string. Looks, not so well. So then we incorporate our pretty ribbon, and we add that now because once you get the flowers in there, it's not
You
that
can't
easy.
find it.
Nope. Not at all, in fact.
So
I'm
you're
gonna
just
dig
going
another
under
little
that
hole
same
there,
little-
same little divot, and it's
Lift it up.
lift it up a little bit.
That foam is so easy to work with.
It really
because
is very forgiving.
Very
if
forgiving.
you're gnawing into it here. Here we go. And then we'll go ahead and tie that.
Oh, I love the silver with the pink. That's going to be beautiful.
This is a
isn't it?
very popular color right now, this charcoal gray. We've seen a lot of bridesmaids dresses this color, and we're wrapping a lot of bridal bouquets with this color. So it is very, very pretty. So you can adjust that as you need to for a little girl or to hang. So that works
On a
perfectly.
pew, it might need to be longer or something
Right.
on a chair.
All right, so we're set to start here, but a little bit of prep you need to do with your flowers. So like I said, we chose carnations, and carnation word, it comes from coronation, because they used to use carnations in the ancient Greek times to make wreaths to coronate someone.
To place on
Yes,
them.
and so this is actually, the carnation is one of the longest purposely cultivated flower in existence, and they're still doing their thing
And
today.
they're still just as beautiful.
They really are, and they're just so lovely. So sometimes the carnation will come and it's all the way open like this, looks great, but if you need to give it a hand, it actually fluffs open very easily. Sometimes when they're very, very fresh, they're very tight, and
They're
you need
tight.
to do that. And so they actually open really easily if you want to do that one. And if they're super tight, you just squeeze the bud a little bit and it does its thing. So, yeah. Some flowers don't really like to be manhandled around the petals, but these do just
you
fine.
wouldn't want to do roses, I guess.
No, they're a little bit more delicate. And cutting-wise, we don't need too much of a stem, but we need enough to grab hold. But if our stems are too long, then they're going to run into each other. So it needs to be about 2 inches and about that high long, because once we get it in there, I'm going to cut that one. I'm going to follow the line right here. I'm going to put it
so
right
you're gonna
in.
start, and it
Start
goes
right
all the
there.
way
It goes
in.
all the way in. So if you want to just place that there,
Would it be about
Yep.
an inch apart?
yep, and just go
maybe?
straight in. You can see how fluffy it is, and these are so fluffy that it might just be, we may not need all 50. So let's start piling them in there. I'm going to give you those, and move that out of the way. And if you want to work along that line, and I'll work on this line, and you follow the lines.
And the bigger the flower, the
faster
farther
it fills-
apart.
yes.
Yeah, and the faster it goes.
That's exactly true. Go ahead. And then I'll do this one, and then we can turn it.
Gosh,
See,
this
it's
is
filling in
fast.
already. I'll hold it up there.
What a fun thing to do, to work on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to change that.
All
I want
right.
it a little closer.
Whoops. Good.
Maybe one more right there.
Mm-hmm. There we go. And you want a couple in there?
Sure.
And we'll turn it over. Grab some more.
I can see now, I really couldn't imagine it needing that many, but, and I see what you mean about the size. This thing is going to be
Big.
big.
So when someone wants an 8-inch one, you know you can probably get by with a 5-inch ball. Let's go ahead and fill those in. You can see how pretty it looks just like that.
Do you usually hang them and work, or do you hold it in your hand?
I hold it in
and
my
work?
hand and work. Or I'll just leave it on the table and work it.
Wow.
Okay. There you go. There we
Gosh,
go.
these are pretty.
Mm-hmm. Filling in nicely.
And the white daisies, are those called Gerber? Is that what those
Well,
are?
there's a daisy mum also. There's a Shasta daisy. There's all
Yes,
kinds of daisies.
I was
And
thinking about summer weddings. That
Yes.
yellow and white would just be gorgeous.
it really would be gorgeous. Oh, I think we're going to need them all.
Well, we did. I wouldn't
Go
have
ahead
thought.
there. Yep.
Wow, this is a cannonball size.
Yes, it is. And I think we've got one there. So,
Wow,
ta-da!
that is amazing.
this
but
is a
I can
great
see this
decor.
being on a, maybe a silver plate.
Silver plate would be
And
pretty.
just set it there on,
Yep.
on the tables for people to eat at the reception,
Yep.
to decorate their table.
Yeah, you
That
can have a
is
lot of
so
fun with
pretty,
it. And you
yeah.
could do it, you could mix it up with white and alternate, make it look polka dotty. You could mix colors that way, make it very romantic, for all red for Valentine's Day.
Oh, that
So,
would be beautiful too.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much.
You're
I always
welcome.
wondered how those were made.
well,
That's
now you
fun.
know. You did one yourself.
Sort of. I hope you enjoyed the show today. Next time on Creative Living, we'll learn how to make terrariums. We'll show how to plate food for eye appeal and make yarn flowers. Making a terrarium is a great way to use various containers, interesting plants, and create a little care garden for your home. One of my next guests will show how to put one together and even personalize it. We've all heard that we eat with our eyes. Another guest on the next show is going to demonstrate some ways to plate food for great eye appeal. And finally, we'll see some of the hottest yarns on the market and learn how to use them in a crafty fashion, including making pom-poms. All of these topics will be featured on the next Creative Living show. If you ever have comments or suggestions or ideas for shows, you can email me at sheryl.borden@enmu.edu. I'd also like to ask you to become a fan of Creative Living on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com and in the search window type in Creative Living with Sheryl Borden. Thanks so much. I hope you'll plan to join me next time for Creative Living.
We are very pleased to offer a new booklet that accompanies this series of Creative Living. This booklet is titled the 6800 Series, and it features a wonderful collection of ideas and information. And it's available free of charge on our website. Posted as a PDF file, you can simply download the entire booklet or just the segments you're most interested in. For your copy of this new booklet, go to our website at KENW.org and then click on Creative Living. Scroll down to the booklet section and you can click on the booklet or on any of the other booklets we have available online. We'd also like to invite you to sign up for our free e-newsletter. Just go to KENW.org and click on the Sign Up Now button and input your email address. Thank you.